this old joke where a man wants to adopt a dog, and he's looking in the newspaper and he sees an ad and it says, beautiful standard poodle, 8 years old, needs a fine home. Fact that he can speak fluent English. Well, the man looks at this ad and he says, I must check this out. He goes over to the home where the dog is advertised to live, and he walks in and the owner of the dog is sitting to the man. He says, I saw your ad. I can't believe that there is a dog that can speak fluent English. He says, the owner says, well, if you doubt me, go out in the backyard. The dog's out there and you can test him yourself. So the man walks out. Dog, how are you doing? And the dog turns and looks at him. He says, I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. And the man jumps back in surprise. He says, well, I'm looking for a fine dog. Is it you speak English? That's incredible. And he says, well, not only do I speak English, but you must understand, I have quite a history. I've had many other very influential owners. And the man looks at me and says, well, who? He says, well, I was once owned by Howard Hughes. I acted as his watchdog, so to speak. Now, I know everybody believes that there was this Mormon Mafia, and that's true. They were fine gentlemen, all dressed in white shirts with short sleeves that guarded Howard Hughes himself. But I, as his special watchdog, had a special place in Howard Hughes' heart. And in fact, if I had been with Mr. Hughes at the time that he died in the Bahamas, he wouldn't have died. I would have protected him. You see, the rumor is that Onassis, the shipping magnate, had Howard Hughes killed and murdered and poisoned, and that Onassis took over all of Howard Hughes' wealth. And the Mormon Mafia, they said, was implicated, but I don't know about that, said the dog. The man says, well, that's quite a history. What else? Who else have you known? He says, well, I was once owned and protected Kennedy, John Kennedy, the president. He says, you're kidding? He says, yes. And if the Secret Service had not called me off of protecting Kennedy that day, I would have saved Kennedy, and we'd have President Kennedy would have finished out his term if I had anything to say about it. And in fact, when Jackie Kennedy was crawling on the hood or crawling on the trunk of the car, she was actually crawling out to bring me up into the car to save her husband, the president. But alas, it was too late. President Kennedy was gone. He says, well, that's amazing. I can't believe that. He says, after that, I sort of wandered the world a little bit sad. I became employed by the NSA. Then I went to the CIA. I had a stint with the Navy intelligence. And, in fact, I was at that Boston bombing we had recently, and a couple of more terrorist attacks, one in France, I believe, in 2015, Brussels in 2017. I was injured. I've given a lot to this country, and now I just want to retire on my disability. He says, oh, so you're disabled? He says, yes, I am disabled, but I can still talk. He says, yes, you can still talk. So the man walks in to the living room where the owner is, and he says, that dog is absolutely fantastic. He says, well, did you test his English speaking abilities? He says, yes, I did. And it's amazing. It's amazing. He speaks fluent English. I've never seen such a dog. He says, but tell me, why would you want to get rid of a talking dog? And the owner sighs and shrugs his shoulders. He says, yes, he talks very well, but he's such a liar.
And when you said that he had accidentally cut his wrist again, you lied.
Yes.
And now today you've told us a new story entirely. The question is, Frau Helm, were you lying then? Are you lying now? Or are you not, in fact, a chronic and habitual liar?